And welcome back, rally fans. We got Chris back. Chris, there's a rally this weekend, I've heard. There's a rumour. Is this true?
Yeah, it's first round of the European Championship, the ERC, for
Yes.
2024. And it starts tomorrow night already at 6 p.m. their local time, so 5 p.m.
UK time.
UK time. But it's only a super special for the Friday. The proper rally is Saturday and Sunday with 6 stages each. And one thing I find interesting compared to the WRC is that on Sunday the last stage is a power stage.
Yes.
But that is at 5 p.m. their local time, and it's the longest stage of the day and the second longest stage of the entire rally. And sorry, WRC, but that I think is far more worth the power stage points and provides an exciting end of the rally. And I think it's great.
So what you're trying to say is the ERC does rally better than the WRC. Is that what you're saying?
In several ways, it does rally better than WRC. One thing is the power stage, or an example, okay, it's only 2.5 days. But in WRC, there was obviously a long discussion with the point system that everybody is driving slow on Sunday. And in ERC, we often have Sunday half the distance of the rally, so really long Sundays and no point slowing down. You can really make time up and gain positions.
No, I completely agree with you there, because for me, Sunday has always been, because I like circuit racing, a motorsport day. It's always motorsport Sunday, I feel. And it annoys me that the WRC kind of have like a half day at school on Sunday. So what I like what you say is the ERC actually have a proper day on Sunday. Sunday's the big day.
Exactly. That is a big day. So great big final. And as well as you see the timetables of WRC, it's a personal complaint of myself, but my partner and my son are interested in it, and I can't get them to watch WRC on Sunday because they have to get up at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. The power stage is at 12. And I heard the Formula One sticks to the 2 p.m. starting time because it's the best time to reach the audience.
Yeah.
And by that, the WRC is already finished.
I know.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, you're right. I would much rather it start either lunchtime or late breakfast, like 10, 11 o'clock. I mean, go on to like 3, 4, a much better time, especially when you've got things like Monte Carlo and Sweden, because they're so early in the year. Not many people are doing things outside on that Sundays anyway, So, I completely agree. So, I mean, the ERC, talking about Sorry?
But you just said this ERC does things better than the WRC. Maybe not in all aspects, but one thing. Sorry. But one thing that you just remembered me of is the qualifying stage or the shakedown. Because in ERC, they actually do a qualifying stage. They do the shakedown as a qualifying stage. Oh. And the starting order is determined by the results of that qualifying stage.
What?
And I think that, again, fantastic, because in WRC, everybody complains, I lead the championship, I'm first on the road, I'm penalized. In ERC, it's down to what you do in the shakedown. And so it gives even more meaning to the shakedown and less reason to complain about the starting order. Again, it's fantastic.
Why doesn't WRC do that? I mean, because what's good is they put the shakedown free on YouTube, so you don't need Rally Plus or Rally TV. And then people will get excited about it. Think, I've just seen qualifying. I'm going to go buy Rally TV now because I want to see the rest. It's like an advert for it. I don't understand. You're right. So, Chris, when are they making you in charge of Rally? I want to know.
Pardon?
When are they making you in charge? I need to know. You need to sort this out, Chris. You need to sort them out.
I'd love to, but I think that is also a lot of responsibility you have there. And,
True.
It's not so easy, I think.
Well, you got my vote. You got my vote, Chris. Definitely. So ERC, we're in Hungary, aren't we? I think for round 1.
Hungary is round 1, and what is interesting about that is if I could cheekily say so, that I don't know that rally very well. The story behind it is, funny enough, Hungary was the last round of the ERC last year, and now it's the first round of the ERC this year. But so far, Hungary was a tarmac rally in autumn with leaves everywhere, very slippy, and now we have a gravel rally, so it is new for most ERC drivers. But it could be interesting. What I've heard so far is that they have many fast forest stages, which, how shall I say, which is something I think we have too much of. If you combine ERC and WRC, if you watch both, in recent years we have like a summer gap where we have Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Poland, Finland, and they're also similar that it starts getting boring with the time. You expect rally to have diversity. But what I've heard about Hungary, it's part of the stages are actually similar with fast forest roads, but some stages, sadly, I don't know which ones they are at the moment, but some stages are actually on military ground. So they are rougher, they are open, no trees, so large areas to see. And that, again, means in only this one rally, we have two very different characters. So it sounds actually interesting.
No, that does, doesn't it? That absolutely does. In terms of, I've got on the right of you. I know you can't see. I've got some of the drivers here, not photos of anyone. Who do you think? Because I'm not too au fait with some of the drivers. Who are your favourites? Do you think going into Hungary and going into the championship?
Well, I even have the starting order here, or well, not starting order because of the qualifying entry numbers. I just say the first four for now. Well, mind you, again, a difference I have to mention now. In WRC, we have 2.5 teams with 8 Rally 1 cars. In ERC, the top category is the Rally 2 car. We discussed about that might be the better way. In Hungary, there are no less than 28 Rally 2 cars.
Wow.
So that could be wide open. But just to name the first 4, seated number 1 or entry number 1 is Hayden Padden from New Zealand. He is known from the WRC, and last year he became the first non-European to win the European Championship.
Oh wow, nice!
And he wants to repeat that again. But we already saw that it's not as easy as you might think, because out of 8 rounds, Patton only won 1. So despite being a WRC star, he really had to fight for it. And so he is number 1 and should be one of the favorites. Number 2, we have Efren Larena, less known maybe to WRC fans. He was European champion 2 years ago.
Okay.
And Simbi discovered something weird, because he was champion in the Skoda and still drives the Skoda. But if I'm not wrong, I think he opted for the older model. He was certainly last year, he opted for the older model. The newer model is obviously faster, but it's interesting to see that even in the same brand, there are differences between the cars, which we again don't have in the subframe Rally 1 category. And as I have heard from Efren Larena, the new car has a much longer wheelbase. And so it's not on windy road, it's not as nimble and not as active. And he even is prepared to give away the added pace from the newer car, because he simply likes the old car more. He didn't get on very well with the new car last year and changed mid-season. Number 3 is also a very interesting guy, Martin Sesks from Latvia. His dad is the organizer of the Rally Latvia, that this year is first time in the WRC. And with Martin, we had a funny story last year, because he's very unknown. And we had a funny story with him last year because he wanted to do well on the Latvian rally.
Okay.
So he entered the Poland rally a round before, which was very similar in character, just to warm up, and won that. Never mind Hayden Paddon, Mats Ostberg, and the likes were there. Then, of course, he backed it up, winning Latvia as well. And in the end, he was second in the European Championship, even so he missed the first 2 rounds. And yeah, as well, I think he has been discovered a bit because last year he was in a private Skoda Fabia again. And this year was one of the new Toyota GR Yaris Rally 2.
Oh, they look so nice, I think, don't you? For me, I think they look good. Yeah. And
I think so too. And again, they are a bit different with the 3-cylinder engines. They sound a bit different, and I think it's exciting. And the fourth guy I want to mention, entry number 4, is Mats Ostberg in the Citroen. So he again is known from the WRC. And as well, if we look at the top 4 cars now, number 1 is a Hyundai, number 2 is a Skoda, number 3 is a Toyota, number 4 is a Citroen. That is the first 4 cars, already 4 more brands than we have in the WRC.
What if you were going into Hungary tomorrow? Then, what car would you want to be driving right now? Do you think?
That's a good question. I couldn't actually tell you really because my personal favorite is the Citroen C3.
Yeah, I knew it would be.
Yeah, and the Citroen in the past year. Looked a bit like being a brilliant car on asphalt, but on fast gravel, it still has the tricky handling.
Right, okay.
So they still couldn't find that out. It's a bit of shame. But, I mean, for sure you will ask me who I see as the top 3.
Yep.
Can't go on through too many more drivers. 28 ready 2 cars. We are at it tomorrow still. But the surprise, despite what I just said, is that I tipped Mats Ostberg to win it in the Citroen.
Oh, okay. And he's from Norway, yeah.
Yeah, from Norway. And that has a very interesting reason. He also won only 1 ERC round last year. That was Hungary. And he has a big advantage this time, I think, because he did the Hungarian Rally Championship with Citroen Hungary the past couple of seasons. So from the top guys, we have some like Miki Somos and Martin Laszlo, Robert Butorm. Yeah, we have some local guys there as well. But from the top guys, Ostberg is the only one who knows this rally.
Right. Okay.
Because for everybody else, that rally is new. It's based, I think, on the Veszprem rally or similar to the Veszprem rally, which Ostberg completed in the past 2 seasons. And I would tip Hayden Paddon and Martin Vesks to fill up the podium, but both have no previous experience of that rally.
Okay. Oh well, I've got to have to bow to your expertise there because I'm other than like a couple of the names, I'm completely clueless. But I'll definitely be watching too from Friday evening going to Saturday, and most certainly, some of the Sunday as well. On my mobile phone, probably as I'm probably out for a bit. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. You've bigged it up. So far, Chris. You convinced me. To watch it. It's normally WRC, but
I know most fans rather watch WRC. The drivers are more known, but in the WRC, I said we only have 8 Rally 1 cars, and
yeah, you're right.
Them maybe not even absolute top drivers, or I don't want to put blame on anyone. It's for sure when we have in Hungary 28 Rally 2 cars, not all 28 are really top drivers for sure, but I think the possibilities, who can win, who can make the top 5, or even for some drivers it's exciting to get into the top 10. It's far more open than the WRC, and yes, good. The cars are a bit slower, but they are all on the same level. And I say 28 of them, and even if we have local drivers as mind you, Nixie Thomas is the one I remember first now because he was really strong in Hungary last year. He led that for a while. So maybe, well, even he could be a good example, but there are many local drivers. And when do you get the chance to measure yourself with WST stars like Hayden Paddon, like Mats Osberg on equal machinery? Because in WSC you don't.
No. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it, and I think you might get, as you said, much closer battles. Meaning, potentially even halfway, because of the 28, even halfway through the Sunday, the winner is not guaranteed, nor is the podium, which I think is really good.
We had situations where even before the last stage it was not decided. And
lovely.
When was it? 2019? I really don't know off my head now the year, but when Chris Ingram won the European Championship, I have to tell that story because it actually happened in Hungary, but it happened on the tarmac version, and with lots of leaves and everything. And it was a title battle between Alexei Lukianuk and Chris Ingram. And I think Ingram had to be in the top 4, and Lukianuk was leading, so Ingram had to be in the top 4 to seal the title. And so Ingram was also on the road before Lukianuk. And well, I've never seen so many emotions in one moment. Ingram reached the finish of the last stage with being interviewed, and you could see he had a puncture. He lost time. He lost his 4th place. He was utterly in tears. He had tried everything to find his money, and he was utterly in tears, thinking he lost it now because of the puncture. And while he was crying, and I think Julian Porter was trying to interview him, all of a sudden someone remarked, well, where actually is Lukianuk? He should be here by now. We have really talked long now to Chris Ingram. And then Lukianuk arrived, and he had a puncture too, and lost his win. And that made Chris Ingram the European champion.
Oh my God. I bet he played the lottery that day. Oh yeah, well. Oh, that is amazing. Yeah. Oh, what year was that? Do you know?
I think 2019. I can't check it. Give me a minute.
Okay. Oh, that'd be amazing because they've got. I think they've got all the highlights of that as well. So they'll have the highlights. So I'll most certainly be watching that last stage. I'll probably watch it tonight or tomorrow, sometime. Oh, that's brilliant, Chris.
That's amazing. And let me just check when it was. I think. Where do we? It was 2019.
Okay. I'll most certainly be watching that last stage in 2019. I mean, you've made me really excited for the ERC. So I'm gonna definitely be watching it over the weekend, which is brilliant. Do you watch? Because I've got obviously Rally TV. It's gone up. It used to be like £10 in the UK, and last year it was £10. This year it's gone up by £3. So it's now 13. It was now £13, I think, over here as well to watch it. Did it go up in Germany as well?
It did go up here as well. I have an annual subscription. You know, many people complained, and well, okay, some things they probably could do better, but you hear so many complaints.
Yeah.
I still think it's absolutely worth it, even at the raised fee.
Bearing in mind, to watch Formula One, because we don't have the app. I think the app is about £10-11 in Formula One. And but to watch Formula One on Sky, the only way I can watch F1, that cost me £60 because I got to buy Sky, then I've got to buy the basic package, then I've got to buy the F1 package. So for £12.99, considering rally, you get way more rally bang for your buck watching the rally than you do F1, because that's one qualifying session, a couple of practices, and a 2-hour race. Where with rally, I mean, bearing in mind the winner, 3-4 hours it takes, doesn't it? For sometimes,
exactly. You have a couple of days if you subscribe to it, and as well. Yes, it did go up. If you have the annual subscription, I think it was 20%.
Yeah.
It went up, but we shouldn't forget. I think when the Rally TV started, or the All Live, as it was called at first, I think they started at 90 euros in euro money. Then it went up to 100, and then a few years ago they took over the ERC as well. And so we get the WRC and the ERC, and they didn't actually change the price that year, which
good.
I thought was good.
And you also get Rallycross now as well on it, don't you? As well, I think.
Rallycross is there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good. I think ultimately it's a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so into Rallycross, but if you see it like that, you have 3 championships now to follow, and instead of only one, and for that, the price is all right, really.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a really good. I think considering it's a really good price. Bear in mind you are watching live sport. I mean, even Netflix now is $10.99, and that's not live either. You know, so no, definitely. Before we finish, I know we're going to do a separate show about the points, because I know we need to talk about the points, because even I'm getting angry now, and I was a bit more of an optimist than you. And the fact that you know it's so close and it shouldn't be so close. Oh yeah, I know we talk about it at the time, but it's getting me cross. I'm almost as cross as you, and in the WhatsApp chat, it's getting me really annoyed. Just a quick one about the Safari Rally. What did you think of it? I really enjoyed it.
I missed the rain, and
oh yes, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, I had contact with someone from Kenya last week, and he said like it's pissing down since days. Everything is flooded. It virtually started the day the rally was over.
God!
And if you see how the recce was for the Safari Rally, why didn't we have that during the weekend? But still, from the sporting side, it was still an absolutely fascinating rally. And maybe as a teaser for when we do that with the point system.
Oh, definitely.
I think we discussed about who are our winners and losers, and I can pick 3 winners for me from the Safari Rally.
Yeah.
And all 3 were dealt very badly by the point system.
Yes.
And that's not right. But
no.
I'm not giving it.
No. We'll wait for the next one, because it'll be really interesting, because that's the perfect time as well. Yeah, to discuss the point system. Because when I looked at the Safari, then I looked how many points some other people got. I'm not giving it away, but people that would have been out the rally normally, let's be fair, ended up scoring quite well. It's almost like they've got a second life, when I thought it was really unfair. No, that could you? I think so too. Yeah. I mean, maybe that point system gets scrapped halfway through the year. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I don't know. Because it would be very unfair if this new point system decided the championship. I think.
Yeah.
And it could do. So, okay, Chris, I'm gonna stop recording now. Then wait to So speak to you later, guys. See you later.
Okay. Thanks very much. Speak later.